While Wimbledon 2025 continues to devour top seeds like a hungry beast, one American is rising above the chaos. Madison Keys just delivered a statement performance, dismantling Olga Danilovic 6-4, 6-2 to cruise into the third round. After Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula both crashed out, Keys is looking like America's last real hope for Wimbledon glory.
What we witnessed today from Madison Keys was night and day from her first-round struggle. Against Ruse, she needed 3 sets in nearly 3 hours. Against Danilovic, she was clinical, efficient, and looked every bit the Australian Open champion. 80% first serve percentage, 73% of first serve points won. Those are dominant numbers.
The social media reaction tells the story. Might be the year of Madison Keys. Don't sleep on Madison Keys winning Wimbledon. Sensational. Fans are starting to believe. After watching seed after seed fall victim to Wimbledon's curse, seeing an American play with this level of confidence and control feels like a breath of fresh air.
Today we're examining why Madison Keys might be perfectly positioned to capitalize on Wimbledon's chaos. With the draw blown wide open and her confidence sky high after winning the Australian Open, could this finally be her breakthrough moment on grass? Let's start with the context of what Keys has walked into at Wimbledon 2025. This is historic chaos. We just witnessed the first women's major in the Open era, where 2 of the top 3 seeds lost their opening matches. Coco Gauff, number 2, eliminated yesterday. Jessica Pegula, number 3, gone in the first round. Keys, seeded 6th, suddenly finds herself as the highest-ranked American left standing, and one of the top contenders remaining in a draw that's been blown wide open.
The beautiful irony is that Keys entered this tournament with modest expectations on grass. Wimbledon has always been her toughest Grand Slam. She's never been past the quarterfinals here. But sometimes when pressure is removed and chaos reigns, players find their best tennis. That's exactly what we're seeing.
The stats from today's match paint a picture of complete control. Keys won 71 total points, fired 19 winners, and completed the victory in just 75 minutes. Most impressively, she converted 4 of 13 break points while never facing a break point herself. Her 80% first serve percentage and 73% first serve points won. Those are championship-level numbers against Danilovic, who had been playing dangerous tennis.
What stood out most was Keys' famous redirected forehand that fans are raving about on social media. When she's timing that shot correctly, getting it early and sending it cross-court or down the line with pace, she becomes nearly unstoppable. Today we saw that weapon firing on all cylinders.
The mental aspect cannot be overstated. Keys came into this tournament as the reigning Australian Open champion, fresh from her Melbourne triumph over the world number 1. That confidence from capturing your first Grand Slam is immeasurable, and we're seeing it play out in real time. She's no longer playing with the desperation of someone chasing their first major. She's playing with the freedom and belief of someone who's already achieved greatness and knows she can do it again.
Keys herself captured the mentality perfectly in her post-match interview. "I knew that I wanted to get the momentum as early as I could and try to keep it. I knew that she could play really great tennis, so just wanted to get a lead and then run with it." That's championship thinking, controlled aggression, tactical awareness, and the confidence to execute under pressure.
Speaking of conditions, Keys also revealed her relief about today's weather. "I definitely felt a little bit more comfortable today. It's the cloudy, rainy England that we know and love, so that helped a lot." After struggling in the scorching heat of her first-round marathon, she looked completely at home in typical Wimbledon conditions. The fan reactions tell the compelling story too. They're calling her their weather-ready queen and grouping her with Sabalenka as must-watch tennis.
Let's talk about the path ahead. With so many top seeds eliminated, Keys' route to the semifinals looks significantly easier than it did when the draw was announced. She's avoiding the chaos that has claimed other favorites and positioning herself as a genuine contender for the title. The beautiful irony is that this tournament has created the perfect storm for her breakthrough on grass.
The grass court game actually suits Keys when she's confident, and here's a stunning stat that proves it. Her 52-18 tour-level record on grass gives her a .742 win percentage, the third highest among active women with at least 15 matches, trailing only Venus Williams and Petra Kvitova. Her powerful serve becomes even more effective on the slick surface. Her aggressive baseline game can overwhelm opponents, and crucially, the shorter points on grass play into her explosive strengths.
The contrast with America's other hopes is stark. Gauff struggled with double faults and lost in straight sets. Pegula was eliminated in under an hour by someone ranked 113 spots lower. Keys, meanwhile, has looked composed, focused, and increasingly dangerous with each match. She's emerged as America's flag bearer by necessity, but she's earning that title with championship-caliber tennis.
One fan comment really captured the moment. "So Coco Gauff lost yesterday. I'm locked in on Madison Keys." That sentiment is spreading across American tennis fandom. When your top hopes fall, you rally around whoever is still standing and playing exceptional tennis. Right now, that's clearly Madison Keys, and she's rewarding that faith with performances that suggest this might genuinely be her year.
What impresses me most is how Keys has handled the transition from her first-round struggle to today's dominance. That 3-set marathon against Ruse was her 5th major win this season that went past 5-all in the third, set an Open-era record. Many players would have carried that stress and fatigue forward. Instead, she used it as a learning experience and came out today looking sharper, more focused, and more confident.
The numbers support the growing optimism around this being Keys' breakthrough year. She now has a 31-9 record in 2025, with her Melbourne masterpiece highlighting a season that's included titles on hard courts and strong showings on clay. This has already earned her £152,000 at Wimbledon, and if she can add grass court success here, she'll have proven herself on all surfaces, the mark of a true multi-dimensional champion.
Third round will be her next test, but the momentum is clearly building around a potential Keys breakthrough. Social media is buzzing with "might be the year of Madison Keys," and don't sleep on Madison Keys winning Wimbledon. American fans are rallying, and Keys herself looks like a player who genuinely believes she can capture this title. Sometimes that belief, combined with a perfect storm of opportunity, creates the magical Grand Slam runs we remember forever.
What's fascinating is how Wimbledon's chaos might actually benefit Keys specifically. She's always been a player who performs better when expectations are managed. With Goff and Pegula gone, she's flying under the radar despite being seeded 6th and having the tournament's third-best grass court winning percentage among active players. That's exactly where she likes to be dangerous, but not burdened by overwhelming pressure.
Her January triumph in Melbourne fundamentally changed everything for Keys. Before that historic moment, she was always the player who should win a Grand Slam but hadn't yet. Now she's the defending major champion looking for her second. That shift in identity and expectation has freed her to play her most aggressive, confident tennis at exactly the moment when Wimbledon's chaos has created the perfect opening for a breakthrough.
As we look ahead to the business end of this tournament, one thing is crystal clear. Madison Keys is no longer just surviving Wimbledon's chaos, she's thriving in it and potentially riding it to glory. Today's dominant 6-4, 6-2 performance was a statement that she's ready to seize this historic opportunity and potentially deliver America its first Wimbledon champion since Serena Williams. All the pieces are falling into place for her breakthrough moment.
The beauty of sports is how quickly narratives can change, and 2025 feels like it might be Keys' year across all surfaces. 24 hours ago, we were discussing American tennis disappointment after Goff's exit. Today, we're talking about Keys as the legitimate Wimbledon favorite. She's already conquered Melbourne, dominated on hard courts, and now she's showing she can master grass when it matters most. That's the magic of tournament tennis. Sometimes everything aligns perfectly.
But here's where this story gets absolutely electric. Keys' path to potential glory could go straight through world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka in what would be a blockbuster quarterfinal rematch of their Australian Open final. The same final where Keys shocked the tennis world by defeating Sabalenka for her first major title.
Think about the storyline here. Keys stunned the tennis world with that epic 3-set victory in Melbourne just 5 months ago. Now they're potentially on a collision course for the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Keys will face Laura Siegemund in the third round, a player she's already beaten on grass at a major, while Sabalenka navigates her own section with Vondrasova lurking as a dangerous opponent.
And here's the beautiful twist that makes this potential quarterfinal even more compelling. Sabalenka just barely survived her second round against Marie Bouzkova, winning 7-6, 6-4 in a match where she looked genuinely vulnerable. Bouzkova broke her serve and took a 6-5 lead in the first set before Sabalenka could regroup. The tennis world would go absolutely bonkers for this matchup. Coco Gauff's fans, still smarting from her early exit, would absolutely love to see Sabalenka suffer the same fate against an American.
What makes this even more compelling is the contrasting paths they're taking. Keys is playing the best tennis of her life with that championship swagger flowing through her veins, looking more dominant with each match. Meanwhile, Sabalenka is showing cracks. She just needed a tiebreak to survive Bouzkova after being broken and falling behind 6-5. The pressure would be squarely on the world number 1 to prove she can handle Keys when it matters most.
Keys holds all the psychological cards right now. She's the one who ended Sabalenka's Australian Open dominance in spectacular fashion. She's playing with freedom while Sabalenka is chasing her first major of 2025 and showing signs of pressure. That Bouzkova match revealed some serious vulnerabilities. And here's the kicker: grass has always been Keys' most natural surface for her power game, while Sabalenka continues to struggle on the lawns of Wimbledon.
The fan reaction would be unprecedented. American tennis fans are desperately searching for their next hero after Goff and Pegula's shocking exits. Keys delivering a knockout blow to the world number 1 at Wimbledon. Social media would explode. We're talking about potential legendary status for Keys if she can pull this off again.
This genuinely be Keys' year. She's already conquered hard courts at the Australian Open. She's shown she can handle the pressure of major finals. And now Wimbledon's chaos has perfectly aligned to give her the clearest path to another title she's ever had. The stars are aligning for something truly special.
I keep coming back to one crucial factor. Keys conquered Sabalenka when the Belarusian was at her absolute peak, riding a 12-match Grand Slam winning streak. Now she potentially face her again when Keys is the one with all the momentum and confidence. Sometimes in tennis, certain players just have your number, and Keys might have Sabalenka's.
The beautiful irony is that Sabalenka's dominance in 2025, reaching 3 consecutive major finals, might have set up Keys perfectly for this moment. Every loss for Sabalenka adds pressure. Every win for Keys adds confidence. A Wimbledon quarterfinal between them wouldn't just be a tennis match, it would be a statement about who owns 2025.
From Court 2 at Wimbledon to the potential center court showdown of the tournament, Madison Keys is writing a story that could define not just 2025, but her entire legacy. In a tournament of upsets and chaos, she's providing the steady brilliance of a true champion. The question now isn't whether she can compete, it's whether this is her moment to claim tennis immortality.